always raised money, or the school always raised money for anything it needed money for. Like if, remember when they
The
wanted to form
barbecues?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Those
the way
were wonderful.
No matter what problem they needed to solve, new band uniforms, new basketball uniforms.
That
it was
chopped barbecue
Mr. Peavy.
And the rice.
Yes.
Oh, that was wonderful.
Mr. Peavy. Remember him?
Mm-hmm.
He was always the guy who was in charge of cooking the hogs.
Mm-hmm.
And over big spits, and then his wife and others would cook the rice and all, I guess. But the whole town would come
To
eat
raise money
barbecue.
for the Purple Cats.
Yes. Yeah.
And you used to be a purple cat.
I was a purple cat. I was a purple cat. Flash picture of Mikey and purple cat.
Yeah. Do you have one?
Yeah. Yeah. That was yearbooks.
Oh, right.
I think I still have one or two of my yearbooks.
It'd
And
be in
you
black
were,
and-
speaking of purple cat, you were Miss Purple Cat Queen in your 6th grade. You were Little Miss Ayrton.
Yes, I was. Right here. And I also won the cornmeal muffin contest in Bell County one year.
I won the Corn Growers, Future Farmers of America Corn Growers Contest for Dale County.
Yeah. That, and probably by the time you watch this, $1.50 will get you a cup of coffee. Or maybe $2.
Yeah, how much did it cost to get a cup of coffee then?
Oh, I have no idea, but I do remember bagging up lots of nickel bags of peanuts to sell
Yeah,
to earn money.
yeah, I couldn't believe people would pay a nickel for them.
And
were
we
free
ate
in the
more.
Jack's house.
We ate more than we
Yeah.
sold.
Yeah.
Fill a bag, need a bag.
We remember, you probably remember the story of how Ronnie Joe, remember Ronnie Joe Wynn? From, he was one class older than me, but we played ball together.
His daddy started that house that still
Never
hasn't,
been- yeah.
been under construction for 40-something
Yeah,
years.
40-something years the house has been started. But Ronnie Joe and I came up with the idea, we were real entrepreneurs. We were going to make a lot of money by selling peanuts at the parade. Remember at Dothan, they'd have the big
Yeah,
parade
the
every
peanut festival.
So we came up with the idea one time of we were going to parch our peanuts, put them in those nickel bags.
Parched.
Huh?
Parched peanuts.
Parched peanuts.
You probably never heard of parched peanuts.
That's right, that's what we did.
It's a localism.
We parched our localisms and put them in the bag. But we learned a lesson then about planning. We parched our peanuts, we got the bags, we bagged them up, we put the 5 cents on the side of each one, and we were going to set up a table and sell them to people who were attending the parade. And we got a ride down there with, you remember the Danner boys? They were a few years older than us, but they could drive. So they were going to drive us down to Dothan. They didn't want to participate in this peanut stand. That was just me and Ronnie Joe. So we parked peanuts all day, bagged them up, put them in there, marked them up, and we got a big, about a half a sheet of plywood. That was going to be our countertop. And we got some sawhorse legs, and we were going to set up our stand. So the Danner boys drove us down to Dothan early in the morning of the parade, took us right downtown, and we all of a sudden were faced with the reality of where are we going to set up our peanut stand. We knew we needed to get there early before anybody else did. So we asked one of the people there working on the street, doing an electrician or something, we said, what street does the parade go down? He said it goes right down Walnut Street. Just go over right down Walnut Street. I said, really? Okay. So we go down there, we find Walnut Street, which, oh yeah, sidewalks on both sides. So we walked on down about 4 or 5 blocks and said, all right, this will be a good spot. We set up our little sawhorse and our tabletop, and we'd been lugging, we were worn out there because we was hauling all this on our back and shoulders. And our big bag of peanuts, we had that in little big corn bags and our individual paper bags. And we sat up on that corner and just thought, man, today is the day we're going to get wealthy. We're going to sell all these peanuts, just the crowd will be here. Well, after a while, people started showing up and arriving and standing along the side of the sidewalk, but we noticed they were all down 3 or 4 blocks from us. And we thought, well, they're going to come on down here in a little while. I don't know why they're not coming on down here. What that man forgot to tell us was that the parade did go down Walnut Street, but when it gets to 5th, it turns right. We were 3 blocks off the path for that parade. I think we ate 5 bags of peanuts. Maybe sold another bag of noodles. Somebody was lost, but the whole parade missed us by 3 blocks. And by the time we realized what was happening, there was no room for us to put
It was too late.
It was too late.
Do you remember that peanuts had a season when they were fresh and
Yeah.
green?
Yeah.
You only boiled them,
Right.
and then after that, and they became dry, then you parched or roasted them.
That's right. That's right. Parts of roast.
You know, you never had green peanuts or boiled peanuts after they dried.
Right. Because they were kind of hard to chew.
Yeah, they had to be soaked. But anyway,
Yeah.
being a peanut fan.
And another thing we would do was go fishing. You remember going fishing on the Deer River?
And eating, yeah. And we'd take Vienna sausages with us. Vienna sausages and onions and saltines.
Yeah.
Crackers.
That's right.
Except most people call them Vienna these days, but we always call them
Viennas.
Vienna.
Yeah. Vienna sausage, sardine, and what else? Potted meat.
Oh, yes. I
And,
forgot about potted meat.
And what else?
Well, we always had an onion.
Yeah. I
But,
always had onion and some hot sauce. Cracker.
yeah. But Beck's Mill.
Beck's Mill. That was the town swimming pool.
Mm-hmm.
That was just a spring that came up out of the ground and somebody
And it
dug
was
it out.
right next to the bridge on
Right beside the river.
231.
Yep. Yep, it was. Down they call that little area Little Ayrton.
That's right. I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah, it was right beside the river. You remember how cold that water
Oh,
was?
it's about as cold as today is.
That water was always cold.
Oh, it was
It
freezing.
was a deep spring that came way out of the ground, and it was just always freezing water. It was just really cold.
You dive in, and the minute you came up, you were blue.
Yeah,
Your lips, your ears.
and the diving board was just a 2x10. It's just a board.
It had the spring that they wanted to have in it.
Yeah.
But they also had, I never really went on it, but there was a rope swing inner tube down at the river. You
Yeah.
could swing out and
Yeah,
Jump
drop off
in.
on the river. You had to be very careful though, because the river wasn't deep, had a lot of rocks in it.
Mhm.
So when you were swinging out, you had to start picking out a place that you could fall and not die or be paralyzed forever.
Yeah. And you didn't want somebody to scrape you up.
Well, this is Christmas 2004, and you have a beautiful Christmas tree. But do you remember how we would get our Christmas trees when we were young?
Yeah.
We'd load up on the truck,
And go out in the woods.
go out in the woods, go riding out through the country. We would take a saw and an axe, and it was a family trip. Everybody would go and participate. We'd load up we'd get in the back of the truck, Mom and Daddy were in the front,
Mhm.
and we'd go ride